In a world filled with hope and promise, a young life was tragically cut short, leaving behind a void of unanswered questions. Today, we delve into the heart-wrenching case of Hannah Graham. A bright and vibrant 18-year-old student whose disappearance sent tremors through the University of Virginia community and beyond. Hi guys, and welcome back to Crimeco, where we break down some of the most gruesome true crime cases from all over the world, giving you the most up-to-date detailed information. If that sounds like something you are interested in, be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like. A like from you really helps the channel. Thank you. Now let's dive in. Born on February 25, 1996 in Fleet, Hampshire, England, she embarked on a journey that would ultimately lead her to Virginia, USA. When she was just 5 years old, Hannah and her family moved to Alexandria, Virginia, where she would spend her formative years as a beloved daughter. As Hannah grew up in the vibrant community of Alexandria, she blossomed into a remarkable young woman. She attended Albemarle High School in Charlottesville, where she stood out as both a student and an athlete. Her academic prowess and dedication to her studies earned her admiration from teachers and peers alike. But it was not just her intellectual pursuits that made Hannah exceptional. She was also a gifted athlete. For 10 years, Hannah poured her heart and soul into playing softball. Her skills on the field were unparalleled, and she led by example as the captain of her high school's softball team. Her commitment to the sport was matched only by her dedication to her academics, as she was also a proud member of the National Honor Society. Hannah's unwavering determination and indomitable spirit set her apart from her peers, making her a true standout among her fellow students. In pursuit of her dreams and a higher education, Hannah embarked on the next chapter of her life at the prestigious University of Virginia, where she was studying to be a nurse. As a second-year student, she embraced the opportunities that university life had to offer. Her warm and welcoming nature drew others to her, and she became an integral part of the social fabric of the campus. She was adored by her friends, who appreciated her kindness, loyalty, and sense of adventure. On that ill-fated night of September 13, 2014, Hannah embarked on what would be her final journey, venturing into the heart of Charlottesville. The days leading up to September 13, 2014, were filled with a mixture of excitement and uncertainty for Hannah Graham. She was eagerly looking forward to a social gathering, a party that promised laughter, music, and the chance to create new memories with friends. Little did she know that this would be a night that would forever haunt the hearts of those who loved her. On that eventful evening, Hannah exchanged text messages with her friends, assuring them that she was en route to the party. However, as the night unfolded, it became apparent that Hannah had become disoriented and lost. The festive atmosphere quickly turned into a distressing situation as her friends grew increasingly concerned for her well-being. Surveillance footage and witness testimonies provided fragments of the puzzle, painting a harrowing picture of Hannah's last known interactions. Among the haunting images captured was Hannah's presence at Tempo Restaurant, accompanied by Jesse Leroy L.J. Matthew Jr., a person of interest in her disappearance. The revelation of Jesse Matthews' involvement in Hannah's last known moments sparked alarm and intensified the search for her. However, the unraveling of this tragedy exposed a dark and troubling past. Despite the investigations into these prior incidents, no criminal charges were brought against Jesse Matthew. Just a week after Hannah went missing, on September 20, a massive volunteer search operation was organized in Charlottesville. Over 1,000 individuals joined forces, combing through streets, wooded areas, and abandoned properties, hoping to uncover any trace of the young woman. As the days turned into weeks, the search efforts intensified. Charlottesville Police Chief Timothy Longo made a public appeal, urging property owners throughout the region to join in the search on their own land. The Department of Emergency Management deployed dedicated search teams, tirelessly scouring the area for any sign of Hannah's whereabouts. Then, on October 18, 2014, a breakthrough occurred. Human remains were discovered at an abandoned property in Albemarle County by searchers from the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office. Although not immediately identified, the remains were a tragic reminder of the ordeal that had unfolded. Chief Longo addressed the public, cautioning that the remains had not been conclusively linked to Hannah Graham. Nevertheless, the heart-wrenching news reached the ears of Hannah's parents, filling them with both hope and despair. The remains were promptly sent to the Chief Medical Examiner's office in Richmond for identification. On February 10, 2015, Virginia's Chief Medical Examiner confirmed that the remains discovered in Albemarle County belonged to Hannah Graham. It was a heartbreaking confirmation for her family, friends, and the community who had held on to hope for her safe return. Her parents, John and Sue Graham, overcome with grief, visited the site where their daughter's life had tragically come to an end. This revelation shook the community to its core. The loss of Hannah Graham became a rallying cry against the horrors of violence and the urgent need for justice. The painstaking investigation, now focused on finding the person responsible for her untimely demise, would soon uncover unsettling connections to other unsolved cases. The spotlight shifted to Jesse Leroy Matthew Jr., a man who had come into focus early on in the investigation. As the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, unsettling connections began to emerge, shedding light on his alleged involvement in the disappearance and tragic fate of Hannah Graham. Jesse Matthew, a 32-year-old man at the time, was captured on surveillance footage with Hannah at Tempo Restaurant in Charlottesville on the night she went missing. Witnesses reported seeing Matthew with his arm around Hannah, who appeared to be intoxicated. It was the last known sighting of her alive, but the story took a dark turn as more details emerged. Witnesses testified that Hannah was seen near a vehicle identified as Matthew's orange 1998 Chrysler Sebring, engaged in a heated exchange. According to a witness, Hannah refused to get in the car, exclaiming, "I'm not getting in that car with you." The investigation took a chilling twist as Jesse Leroy Matthew Jr.'s past came to light. It was revealed that over a decade earlier, he had faced accusations of sexual assault at 2 separate Virginia colleges. Both times, Matthew left the institutions shortly after the allegations surfaced, evading criminal charges. On September 19, the police identified Jesse Matthew as a person of interest and sought to question him further. A search of his car and apartment yielded DNA evidence, which linked him not only to Hannah Graham, but also to another high-profile case, the 2009 murder of Morgan Harrington, a 20-year-old Virginia Tech student who disappeared after attending a Metallica concert at the John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, Virginia, on October 17, 2009. Her body was found 5 months later in a hayfield in Albemarle County, Virginia. The discovery of this connection sent shockwaves throughout the community, further highlighting the urgency to bring Matthew to justice. Virginia State Police confirmed that Jesse Matthews' DNA matched evidence found in both cases, providing crucial links between these unsolved crimes. The connections to Hannah Graham and Morgan Harrington raised questions about the scope of his alleged crimes and the potential impact on other victims. The arrest of Jesse Leroy Matthew Jr. brought the case of Hannah Graham one step closer to resolution. The legal proceedings that followed would shed further light on the events leading to her tragic demise. During the legal proceedings, it was revealed that Matthew abducted Hannah from the downtown mall in Charlottesville, Virginia, after she had been drinking and was intoxicated. He drove her to an abandoned property in Albemarle County, where he assaulted and strangled her to death. The medical examiner's report found that Graham had 2 nasal fractures, which likely occurred at or near her time of death. She also had bruising on her face, neck, and torso. The cause of death was ruled as strangulation. Denise Lunsford, the Commonwealth's attorney at the time, announced that Jesse Matthew would face first-degree murder charges in addition to the abduction charges. However, the decision to pursue capital murder charges, which could have potentially led to the death penalty, was not made. Lunsford carefully evaluated the case, considering the evidence and the likelihood of securing a conviction. The trial was scheduled to begin on July 5, 2016, but the dynamics of the case took an unexpected turn. In the November 2015 election, Denise Lunsford was defeated by Robert Trachy, who would ultimately handle the prosecution of Jesse Matthew. As the legal proceedings continued, the courtroom became the stage for a deeply emotional and highly scrutinized trial. The evidence presented painted a grim picture of the events surrounding Hannah Graham's disappearance and subsequent death. In May 2015, with additional forensic findings, Denise Lunsford's successor announced that Jesse Matthew would face capital murder charges in Albemarle County. The decision to upgrade the charges reflected the gravity of the crime and the intent to seek justice to the fullest extent of the law. The trial aimed to provide answers, closure, and accountability. However, before it could reach its conclusion, Jesse Matthew made a plea agreement. He pled guilty to the murders of both Hannah Graham and Morgan Harrington, and was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms in prison on March 2, 2016. He was also sentenced to 3 life terms for the 2005 rape and attempted murder of a woman in Fairfax, Virginia. The plea agreement spared the families of both victims the anguish and uncertainty of a lengthy trial. It brought a sense of closure to a chapter marked by tragedy, but it could never undo the pain and loss experienced by the Graham and Harrington families. The trial of Jesse Leroy Matthew Jr. brought some measure of closure to the case of Hannah Graham, but the impact of her tragic loss continues to reverberate through the community and beyond. Following the trial, the Graham family and their loved ones embarked on a journey of healing, finding solace in the memories of Hannah and their unwavering determination to keep her spirit alive. They turned their grief into a catalyst for change, advocating for enhanced safety measures and raising awareness about the importance of personal security, particularly on college campuses. Hannah's friends, classmates, and the wider community rallied around her memory, organizing events and initiatives to honor her life and support causes close to her heart. The 4th annual Hannah Graham Memorial Softball Tournament became a powerful testament to her athletic prowess and a gathering place for friends and supporters, raising funds for charities designated by her parents. Help Save the Next Girl, an organization founded by Morgan Harrington's parents, extended its reach to raise awareness about the dangers young women face and to promote safety measures. Hannah Graham's legacy serves as a poignant reminder that each life lost to senseless violence represents an opportunity for change, for building safer communities, and for supporting those affected by such tragedies. Her story stands as a call to action, urging us to remain vigilant, to look out for one another, and to work towards a world where no one lives in fear. She was a vibrant young woman, a beloved daughter and sister, a talented athlete, and a promising student. Her memory lives on through the love and resilience of those who knew her best. May Hannah Graham's legacy inspire us to create a future where every individual can live free from fear, and may her spirit continue to guide us towards a society built on compassion, understanding, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Thank you for joining us on this journey on the tragic case of Hannah Graham. Remember, together, we can make a difference. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest true crime cases. We appreciate having you as part of our community as we explore the mysteries that continue to fascinate us all. Stay curious and remember, justice may stay hidden in the darkest corner. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.